This is CBC Here and Now.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Germain. Another daily record for COVID cases in the province. 349 new cases. That's more cases in one day than we saw in the first 8 months of the pandemic. And most of those are in Eastern, nearly 200. 66 are in Labrador Grenfell. Sheshe confirmed its first cases of COVID-19 today. Now that brings our total number of active cases for the province up to 1,428. And that is another all-time high. And there is now one person in hospital. Now, Eastern Health is tightening restrictions. All in-person hospital visits, visits to long-term care homes and personal care homes and assisted living facilities, those are suspended. The public is asked not to visit during this time. Now, that rule does not apply for pediatric inpatients, labor and delivery patients, or those in palliative or end-of-life care. The health authority says other exceptions may be made in exceptional circumstances. Now, there are no new changes for restaurants, though some businesses have decided to completely close as COVID cases rise and bars and restaurants get red circled as possible exposure sites. Henrika Wilhelm has that story.
Another day with hundreds of new COVID cases. For now, the province will remain in alert level 3. A common thread on the list of possible exposure sites, restaurants and lounges.
The immediate reaction is, oh dear, really? It becomes then frighteningly real. And then after that, you sort of rationalize it and think, how long were they here for? Who was here? Were there any other customers here? And then, we just sort of checked. Everybody was wearing masks, as they always do when they serve. The health department advised us that if that's the case, they're probably going to be fine.
A situation which leads to lost business.
It's been really devastating since it started to appear here in the province. December was going along pretty good, and then we just kind of got a big old hit over the head with the Omicron. So it really has, reservations have been dropping off consistently since the beginning of the spread.
We had lots of really fun, exciting things lined up for the week before Christmas, and we had to cancel the two main events, which is deeply disappointing. But at the same time, we took a view that it's much better for us to be safe than sorry.
While lounges had to close, restaurants can still operate at 50% capacity, though not everyone feels comfortable.
You don't know whether to stay open and try and work through it. I mean, our staff are so important to us. So it's really hard to know what to do, to be honest. The protocols are in place, the physical distancing and the vax passes and the like. But, this is spreading like wildfire.
Some voluntarily chose to close their doors. For now, another pandemic precaution.
A lot of the exposure sites, it's restaurants, it was bars, things like that where people gather, and it's like, I know things are open, we're allowed to dine at 50%, but, it's, they seem to be the spreader sites, unfortunately, because if people can go out, they typically will, and I think to keep my staff safe and the community, moving to takeout was the proper thing to do.
An uncertain future that's weighing on some restaurant owners. While Wilkins has positive words for government guidance during the pandemic, both Pittman and O'Reilly want the government to step up and help small businesses should there be another lockdown. Henrika Wilhelm, CBC News, St. John's.
The Teachers Association is giving the province a passing grade for its decision to return to online learning. The head of the NLTA says in-person instruction is best, but only when it's safe to do so. He's also in favor of reevaluating that plan each week.
The more notice we get, the better we are able to respond to emerging needs that are within every region, because you can't really compare the province. What's happening in Metro versus what's happening on the coast of Labrador, or what's happening in Northern Peninsula is quite different. So every school is going to define its way to make it work, certainly in the first few days, but from then on. So, to see that every Thursday announcement makes a lot of sense, and we'll give credit where credit is due, for sure.
Now, the NLTA says it wants to see smaller classes and restricted access to schools, and it wants more rapid tests as well as N95 masks for teachers. The driver of a side-by-side is dead after his vehicle crashed on a trailway section yesterday evening northwest of Port aux Basques. It happened near a washout in the Red Rocks area. Police say the 61-year-old man was not wearing a seatbelt or a helmet and was pronounced dead on the scene. One passenger was taken to hospital. In other news, a wildlife biologist is warning people on the Avalon not to handle any sick-looking wild birds. A farm on the Avalon lost its entire population of birds to the avian flu. 360 died early this month, while 59 others had to be destroyed. Now, for birds, the flu is fatal, though it is not easily transmitted to humans. The biologist thinks the virus came to the island from the UK on birds that were blown here during a windstorm. Well, just ahead of the new year, we have an update for you on our Feed NL campaign. Need a drum roll here. Now, with your generosity, CBC NL has been able to raise more than $260,000 for the Community Food Sharing Association, which supports local food banks in Newfoundland and Labrador. So thank you so much to all of you for your support for this year's campaign.
This year, we're connecting more, we're sharing more, and we're helping more. This season, whatever kind of season you make it, make the season kind.
Notable Newfoundlander Rick Mercer is once again hosting a New Year's Eve special. So Rick, great to see you. What have you got in store?
Well, I'm once again hosting New Year's Eve, but this time from my shed, which 2 days ago we didn't know was going to happen.
Nonetheless, your enthusiasm still seems up there?
Oh, I'm totally enthusiastic. I was driving to the airport and the call came in. It said, like, don't get on the plane. And I was like, this is like a romantic comedy. I said, okay. And then they said, where can you host it? And I said, well, I'll be in my shed. So I'll be hosting it in my shed. I'll be popping around the country like always. Great musical performances all over the country. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a positive show. It's not going to be about the pandemic or COVID. There's going to be no C word or P word on my show. And it's going to be a good time. And I think people might be at home watching.
You might have a captive audience
There
in
could
the truest sense of the term.
Yeah, so 11 o'clock, tune in, it'll be great.
So what are you looking forward to the most, given the fact things are a bit different? I'm not going to mention any C words.
What I'm listen, I don't want to brag, but people in show business, they know how to pivot. The show goes on. That's what happens no matter what gets thrown at you. We're prepared for whatever happens. There's all sorts of things happening. In Saskatchewan, it's now 35 below. So fingers freeze at 20 below, but the cameras freeze at 30 below. So how that's going to happen, we don't know. But it will happen. Something will happen, and it'll be exciting. It'll be seat of your pants, it'll be fun, and then we'll have a countdown, and then this year will be gone.
And there'll be a certain amount of local pride in the fact that you're doing this from a shed for whatever reason, just because it's a chance for you to introduce shed culture from coast to coast to coast.
There's a little bit of that. I will admit that there were some broadcast executives in Toronto who were a little confused when I said from the shed. They were like, what kind of venue is that? I was like, well, it's a shed. It has a wood stove. No, it's not downtown. Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right, last question for you. Any advice about New Year's resolutions, either for yourself or for those viewing what will definitely be a big show with everyone sort of captive tomorrow night?
Are we doing New Year's resolutions this year on top of everything else?
I don't know.
I say, let's just forget New Year's resolutions. That's my take anyway. I've never been good at them. Never been good at them. Yeah, that's just a litany of failure. But I'm just going to be positive. That's it. Positive. Look forward to a great new year.
That is a great New Year's resolution. Listen, all the best. Happy New Year to you, and good luck with the show.
Thank you.
I'm Chrissy Holmes. Hope you can join us New Year's Eve for a special look back at some of our very favorite stories from 2021.
Miss Hillings. What? I actually won the Braille Challenge.
You what? Every single message meant the world to us.
I graduated from Bishop's College in '66.
I always loved working at the video shop, and I've missed it ever since.
Join us for a special New Year's Eve edition of Here and Now, Friday, December 31st.
Not a whole lot different forecast today. Temperatures were sitting in the single digits, hovering in and around the 0 degree mark. Let's take a look at those temperatures across the board. 1 degree is where we sat for most of the day for St. John's, and similar temperatures right across the board, except in Labrador, where your temperatures were a little bit cooler than that, hovering around -3 in Cartwright this afternoon. Now, taking a look at the current satellite radar, not a whole lot happening either. We did see some flurries roll through, and we will continue to see those flurries for most of the island as we head through the evening hours and overnight hours tonight, with temperatures hovering in and around this minus single digits, minus double digits, the story for Labrador. But if we take a look at the future tracker for tomorrow, a little bit more sunshine in play tomorrow. However, we are still looking at that chance of flurries for the most of the west coast as well as southern areas of the island. But then other than that, not really anything to talk about as far as your New Year's Eve day forecast goes. They should be hovering temperatures anyway between 1 and maybe -2, a little cooler for the northern peninsula, and then minus double digits for Labrador City, sitting at around -15. Now, if you are planning on heading out for New Year's Eve to see some fireworks, looks like an absolutely beautiful forecast. Bundle up. Temperatures will be a bit chilly, especially through Grand Falls, Windsor, but overall winds will be light and fairly nice for your midnight forecast. And then as we look ahead to the end of the weekend, we're looking at a warm up both Sunday and Monday, temperatures hovering around 5 degrees. With the windy conditions sticking around, then that'll transition through to potentially some flurries Monday night as those temperatures drop back down below 0, and then cool for Tuesday as well. We're looking at a similar warm-up through central and western Newfoundland, reaching the single digits on Sunday with those windy conditions, and then flurries the story as we start next week with that cool down. Then another warm-up for the end of next week. And then for eastern Labrador, you're looking at your temperatures into the minus teens, -19 for Tuesday, and then western Labrador, quiet, but really chilly, -22 for your Monday. I wanted to share a photo of this, a winter rainbow in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Thank you, Mary Ellen, for that. If you have any weather photos, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca. Now, Drizzle just wanted to make a little appearance. She wanted to say Happy New Year to all of you, because some of you have been asking. So, Happy New Year.
Thanks, Ashley, and Happy New Year to you as well. And Drizzle. Well, that does it for us. For the rest of the hour, we'll be bringing you part 2 of Holiday House. It's music and stories from talented local performers. Remember, this was filmed before the recent changes in COVID restrictions and regulations. And also tune in tomorrow for a special Here and Now with Chrissy Holmes. Chrissy is going to recap some of our favorite feel-good stories of 2021. So nothing related to the pandemic or healthcare hacks or anything negative. Will be a bit like Rick Mercer, just the sweet stuff of the year. So that means we'll be playing your birthday and anniversary greetings on Monday. So I wish you all a safe and happy New Year. We'll see you all in 2022. Be safe.
My great-grandparents came to Canada over 100 years ago, and they settled in the prairies in Western Canada, and there's big communities of Ukrainians there, and kind of cultural stuff was just kind of carried on for several generations. And in my family, we've been doing the same kind of thing, like music and all kinds of other traditions. And since we've been here in Newfoundland 10 years now, we've been kind of carrying that on here and kind of spreading that tradition, sharing it with our friends, musicians in our band who aren't Ukrainian, but they come every year to our house for Ukrainian Christmas dinner, and we kind of do all of the interesting and strange things that Ukrainians do for Christmas. So our Christmas Eve's like on the 6th of January, and that's the night when we have a giant meal. There's 12 different kinds of traditional food, and the first course that we have, it's a special kind of, I guess you could say it's kind of like a porridge. It's made out of wheat, honey, and poppy seeds. And one of our traditions is take a big spoonful of that and throw it up onto the ceiling. And if it sticks to the ceiling, it means you're going to have a good year for the good luck for the whole year. So I just finished painting my living room. I had 7 years of porridge stuck to the ceiling, and so we finally just scraped it off. So we're ready for this year to start it all fresh again.
Хто може знати, Ісус му ім'я, Марія му мати. От ангели чудяться, рожденого бояться, а він стоїть трясеться, оса смутно пасеться, пастирі клячуть, Бога плоти бачуть, тут же, тут же. Марія му мати прекрасно співає, і хор ангельський, і
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
They will judge and dim our light. We're shining stars from north and south. Oh dear, don't blink, you'll miss so much, such precious moments. We're on our journey, we share a glory. I beg you not to live their dreams. Our love is right, yes, believe it is blind. You know who you are to me. You're the lighthouse in the chilly sea. You're the signal hill to find my way. You're the compass, I am the lost. You're the wind to fill my sails. You're the lighthouse, I'll find my way home. Mark Twain lives in my vein. You are my homegrown captain. Will be something for the world to see. That black and white are not colors. I sail away from my safe harbor, and I'll walk the desert sand. My mother cried to see I'm gone, just to touch your gentle hand. You're the lighthouse in the chilly sea. You're the signal hill to find my way. You're the compass, I am the lost. You're the wind to fill my sails. You're the lighthouse, I'll find my way home. You're the lighthouse, I'll find my way home, yeah. I won't let the hourglass run out of sand. Let's take every breath God gives us as we can, so we can die as happy men. Oh, you're the lighthouse in the chilly sea. You're the signal hill to find my way. You're the compass, I am the lost. You're the wind to fill my sails. You're the lighthouse in the chilly sea. Oh, you're the signal hill to find my way. You're the compass, I am the lost. You're the wind to fill my sails. You're the lighthouse, I'll find my way home. You're the lighthouse, I'll find my way home, yeah. You're the lighthouse, I'll find my way home.
Hi Zay, great music from you, and I just want to ask you about your first kind of experiences with Christmas and the holiday seasons.
Yeah, first of all, I grew up as a Muslim, so I studied Islam for years. But the first time I was to learn a bit about Christmas was in a radio station. I was working in Yogyakarta, so this in Java Islands. In Yogyakarta, both religions, myself as Muslim and Christian, they are together and enjoy Christmas together, and I learn a lot. That province is very diverse, so it was wonderful.
And you've been here in Newfoundland for a few years now, and really involved in both in the music scene and doing all kinds of other interesting things. Yeah. And how's the holiday season for you here? Like how do you get used to being in the cold weather of Newfoundland?
This is the most amazing thing. The first time I came here, I didn't know what that was. It was mummers. What was that? I thought people want to do something bad. Mummers! What is mummers? So they explained to me, mummers, and as well as they told me about the Santa. Santa has secret keys. Really? He knows what you want. And I tried to find out. I thought that really Santa will come with a secret key, but Santa is a symbol of joy and giving.
Our friends from Cuerpos, and you guys were playing kind of your own versions of some really traditional music, wasn't it?
More of an electronic kind of housey backbeat to it. So that's great for live performance, gets people up and dancing. But it does have its roots in Peru, yeah.
So we always look to just make homage of Latin sounds, sort of gives a nod to all of those old cumbia riffs that we grew up listening to in Christmas parties and stuff like that growing up.
Would those traditional kind of music be the kind of thing you listen to during the holidays?
Yeah, honestly, I think that besides obviously Latin America is a really religious society, and there's a lot of those Christmas rituals that follow those sort of patterns and whatnot. But at the same time, we really do like to dance. And once, dinner is eaten, there's always somebody turning on the radio. And many of these cumbia songs and Latin sounds are really, they really made it into the playlist, It's something that your grandma would dance to, your aunt, and it's something that almost by osmosis. Sometimes we joke around how when we were kids, the adults were partying, and then we would fall asleep and just listen to all of these cumbia songs, and that gets ingrained in your brain. But yeah, it's really common to see big dance parties in the holiday season, after dinner, and just everyone wants to like dance, decompress.
Christmas party is a dance party.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
for sure.
It's a huge dance party, and we should also make note that it's warm in South America during Christmas. So, it's 30 degrees, sunny out all day, so the party goes all night and it's outdoors.
One of the main pillars of our musical project, we want to share our culture, frame it in the context that we are, the geographical context that is Newfoundland, right? And at the same time, bring some people a little bit of joy and a little bit of dancing, I think that it's something really lovely to do, and it's a beautiful way of expressing. So yeah, that's what we try to offer.
Solé un poco, pero no arranqué. Le busqué las plumas, plumas le encontré. Solé un poco, pero no arranqué. Le busqué las plumas, plumas le encontré. Solé un poco, pero no arranqué. Le busqué las plumas, plumas le encontré. Solé un poco, pero no arranqué. Le busqué las plumas, plumas le encontré. Súbsele un poco, pero no arranqué. Le busqué las plumas, plumas le encontré. Súbsele un poco, pero no arranqué. Le busqué las plumas, plumas le encontré. Súbsele un poco, pero no arranqué. Le busqué las plumas, plumas le encontré. Súbsele un poco, pero no arranqué. Le busqué las plumas, plumas le encontré.
grow a little more. When I find all of the things you really needed, I will love you like before, with my promises unbroken, and with the laughter in your soul. All my actions will be words that I have heeded. I will love you like before, and I will learn every little thing, and I will win every battle I am in. You will have me as your champion. Every dragon at my feet, and I will conquer every land. I will be a better man for you, my island queen. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa. When I've gone a little further and I've given it my all, when I look below and all I see is mountains, I will love you like before. And if I'm lucky, you will be there at that cliff on Signal Hill. I'll be nervous and my heart it will be pounding, but I'll love you like before. So I will learn every little thing, and I will win every battle I am in. You will have me as your champion. Every dragon at my feet, and I will conquer every land. I will be a better man for you, my island queen. I will love every little thing. Oh, and I will win every battle I am in. You will have me as your champion. Every dragon at my feet, and I will conquer every land. I will be a better man for you, my island queen. Oh, I will conquer every land. I will be a better man for you, my island queen. For you, my island queen. For you, my island queen. Thank you.
off the TV and I'm going out to play. I swear you won't see me, I'll run the other way. Nothing's gonna slow me down, I'm going out to paint the town red and green for Christmas. And come first, you come last, it's Christmas. And though I wish you happiness this Christmas, may your parties never clash, especially at night. May your days be merry this Christmas. May our parties never clash, especially at night. May your days be merry. I ain't gonna lie in bed thinking anymore. First you say it's over,